Hello, Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good Christmas and a good New Year. I was very fortunate to be away for Christmas after many years of frustrated attempts following the pandemic. Finally got to get to Colombia and spent Christmas with my wife and her family and had a wonderful time. Lots of sunshine, good fun, lots of food. Now probably paying the bill in my body and my health, but it was a great time. And as you can imagine, there were quite a few records involved as well, mainly because my in-laws live right across the street from one of the top record shops in central Bogota, which was really nice. So managed to get away a couple of times to get there and bought a whole stack of stuff, which managed to fit in my suitcase and my hand luggage. It was a bit heavy bringing it back, but it was fine. So now I've just got to go through it all. Been back about a week now, and managed to give everything a bit of a listen, but need to spend a bit more time with a lot of it up on the wall there now, looking good. Yeah, I've got a few things that I wanted to show if I can, and see how we do. There's a couple of other things as well which I got just before Christmas, so I might show them at the end. But let's get on with the haul from Colombia, starting here. Ray Barretto, Reconstruction, lovely album this, from 1979. I believe this was made just after his band had deserted him. So he didn't have a band, so he needed to reconstruct himself and came up with this album, which is really nice actually. The sound is a lot more polished compared to some of the earlier sounds on Fania, which can sometimes sound not so great. But yeah, lovely album this. Need to give it a bit more of a listen to get into it, but Ray Barretto, you can't really go wrong, to be honest. More classics. I've been hoping to get a copy of this, and I managed to, and I was really pleased. This is Cachao y su ritmo caliente, Cuban jam sessions in miniature, descargas. And basically, this was Cuban Jam Sessions was a series of albums recorded in Cuba in the 50s sometime. And Cachao just did these short little excerpts. They're all kind of 2 or 3 minutes long, but it's just fantastic and really lays the blueprint, the foundation for a lot of Latin music that we enjoy today. And this is just a seminal classic. This is a repress from the 1980s, but it sounds great, which is really nice. Slightly battered cover. Often the case, it's a curious thing with a lot of Colombian records, they do sort of surgery on them, and this is actually stuck over, the original cover is stuck over another cover so that it has a bit more integrity to it. But hey, the record plays okay, and this is a wonderful thing. The big tune, for me, I mean there are many big tunes on here, but Malanga Amarilla is a wonderful tune with lovely piano in it, and really nice to pick that up at last. And another classic, Eddie Palmieri, Vámonos pa'l Monte, a superb album this, from 1971. He was right in the middle of a very rich vein of form, making albums which obviously are salsa albums with all the Latin rhythms, but it mixes a bit of the soul, the funk, and a bit of the psychedelia. You can feel just little tweaks of it going on. It was about the same time that Harlem River Drive came out as well, which was a big, well-loved record. And this one plays really nicely. Unfortunately, somebody's put some pen on the cover, but it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, really great stuff on this. So I'm really pleased to pick that up. Some Colombian music from Colombia. This is Fruco. I always love a bit of Fruco. Fruco y sus Tesos were a salsa group, and Fruco is one of the big players in the music scene at that time. And this is a great album. It's obviously Latin music, but it's got these little touches of funk and soul in them, which is really nice. You can hear the sort of North American influence going on. Great cover, this one, an unusual one. He always likes funky covers. Not sure about the back, mind you, but yeah, great stuff on that. And yeah, plays with a wicked crackle, this one, and another surgically reconstructed album cover. Shame about the brown tape, but never mind. Great record to have, hard one to find, even in Colombia, that one. So really pleased to pick that one up. What else have we got? Okay, going to the coast. This is Son Palenque, who were a pretty big group up on the coast of Colombia. Now, the Caribbean in general is a very fertile land for music, as we know from reggae, from salsa, and all sorts of things. The coast of Colombia does things its own way, and if you go to Cartagena, one of the big city on the coast there, you'll hear a bit of everything. But a bit further along the coast is an area called Palenque, which is mainly made up of black Colombians. And the town, or yeah, I think it's a town, was originally started by escaped and freed slaves. And the African traditions are very strong still in this area, perhaps stronger than any other areas of the Caribbean. And you really hear it in the music. This sounds very, very African. The music from this area is known as champeta, and there's a lot in common actually with Jamaican dancehall. This is from the 80s, this record, but yeah, you just give it a listen, and the strong African influences are really there. So I was really pleased to pick this up. It's something different. It's not like a salsa album or something like that, and yeah, it's not always an easy one to find. So I was really pleased to get a copy of that. It's interesting listening, I think, definitely. Now, buying so many records, those are just some of them. I have to say there's even more down there. You kind of get things and you look at them and think, condition, okay, right, next. And I was going through very quickly. You know what it's like when you're searching for records and other people are waiting for you. So I did manage to pick up some records which were slightly disappointing. Now, this is a great album. I actually have it on CD. A fantastic cover. The Lebron Brothers, Salsa y Control. And I mean, more than anything, I got this for the cover, which is just as well, because the record inside is a completely different record, unfortunately. This was it's the greatest hits of the Lebron Brothers, which is good, but I've got it already. But I really wanted the cover, so I've got the cover, but not the record. But never mind. Cool. Just got to be careful and look with a bit more detail. And this was a present actually from my mother-in-law, because I've been wanting to get a copy, and I do have a copy of this by the Latin Brothers, another great sleeve. Unfortunately, it's unplayable, too battered. And this one, the copy that I had before, was unplayable. And this one, I thought, oh, great, got it at last. And I looked in a few shops and I saw lots of copies there, but they were all battered. But this one, unfortunately, has a different record in it as well. But not so bad, because the record inside this is actually a very sought-after compilation on Discos Fuentes, which is like the Colombian Motown or Fania records, if you like. And it's got some smoking hot tunes on this, really mixing the funk with the Latin. There's Waganda Kenya, a group who I've shown before, and their version of Shaka Laode, which I'm not sure if it's a Fela Kuti song or it's heavily inspired by Fela Kuti, but it's a proper African funk jam on this record. Very nice. They do a very funky version of Wiki Waki by the Fatback Band. There's some other great stuff on this. So although it wasn't the record I was hoping to get, it was even better. So thank you, Suegra. Very pleased with that one. Lovely. One day I will manage to get a nice copy of that, but it's very difficult to get. And a present, actually, a new record, a Colombian record though, from the group Bomba Estéreo, who were big probably about 10 years ago or so. They're still going now though. And this is a really great song. Their big, really great album. The big song on here is Fuego, kind of electro pop, but mixes a lot of the Latin sounds and hip hop and things like that. So really nice little present to get. And actually I've got it on the turntable here. Rather fancy vinyl that it comes with. So that was a bit of a treat. Good stuff, I would say. And one other thing that was given to me, I wasn't planning on getting this, but my wife's uncle said that his boss was throwing away some records and asked if I wanted any of them, showed me a few. Wouldn't say no. Not bad. Cover's got a bit of water damage, and I think the record itself is pretty battered, but that's a nice thing to have. I don't actually have a copy of Lady Soul, so lovely. It's a US edition, not Colombian pressing, but hey, all good stuff. Lovely stuff. So I might show some other stuff over the weeks and months, because I've got a lot to go through still. I thought I'd just show a couple of other things which I got before I went off to Colombia. I went to a record fair just before Christmas and picked up this Gil Scott Heron Spirits from 1994 or 1993. Interesting album, this. When it's good, it's really good. His voice sounds very gnarled by this stage. I think he was still on the smack, but it's a great record. It's actually got quite a lot of input from Tribe Called Quest. Ali Shaheed Muhammad did some of the production on this. The only problem with it is this pressing is not the complete album. The CD has a lot of extra tracks, and I think it has since been re-released on vinyl with the extra tracks which are missing here. But when it's good, it's really good. Don't Give Up, I think, was the big song from this, but really nice. I need to listen to it a bit more, but it was a nice thing to pick up, so I got that. And this was, shall I show that? Oh, maybe I'll show that another time. I'll show this because this was a present to myself that I've been wanting for a long time. And it is João Donato, Keme Kem. Absurdly expensive reissue, which comes up every now and again for sale and is always very expensive. This is, yeah, the Brazilian Polisson reissue, which sounds fantastic, I must say. I love João Donato, and I've shown him quite a few of my videos before. This is perhaps his most sought after album because it's just a masterclass in warm Fender Rhodes piano and beautiful Brazilian music, and I'm really glad to pick it up, even if it was a very expensive present to myself. But yeah, really, really nice, and I have been listening to that quite a bit, even though it's difficult because there's so much to listen to and so little time. Anyway, I think I'll throw on a few clips as normal, and maybe next time I'll show some other stuff as well. But yeah, it was wonderful to be away. It's not so wonderful to come back, but here we go. That's life for you. I hope everybody else had a very nice time, and let's all continue 2022 full of energy and hope that good things come from it. All the best. Until next time.
Oh!